For today's podcast, Mr. Neel Ramesh,
Thank you.
can you define what business mindset truly
The
means?
first thing that you need to set up right is your mind. So, the mindset is very aptly where the whole journey begins. Entrepreneurship is the first part, which then leads you into a space where then you are running your business. It requires a risk. It requires that you need to do something against what is normally being done.
What is a mindset shift that you think is necessary while facing a business failure?
So go back, touch base with your strengths. दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा रोग है क्या कहेंगे लोग. Business is not something innate that you're not born with a business mindset. You have to cultivate it. You have to evolve it. And cultivating the right mindset, a mindset which is not fixed, but an open mindset which receives ideas, which is ready to change, which is flexible, which is open, which is ready to take risk, coming out of the comfort zone. I can go on telling all these things.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 101 with Suyash Mohan. Today we are talking about something very different, which is about if you're in a business or you're planning to start a business or you've just lost your job and are looking at another avenue for creating your income, for freelancers who are looking at growing their business. And the most important thing that you need for that is money, yes, but you also need a business mindset. And today, to talk about business mindset, we have Mr. Neel Ramesh. Mr. Neel Ramesh is a seasoned expert in corporate training in organizational psychology. He's got more than 27 years of experience in middle and senior management roles across industries. As the founder of Association of Business Leaders and Entrepreneurs, he supports startups, entrepreneurs, and MSMEs through initiatives in business development, HR management, and capability building. He has held impactful roles in leading organizations like VIP Industries, Hero Honda Motors, and Technova Imaging, specializing in production, supply chain, HR, and learning and development. A former chairperson of the Navi Mumbai chapter of ISTD and also a Rotarian, he continues to champion learning and development while bridging academia and industry as a professor of practice at Bharati Vidyapeeth. And with a passion for empowering individuals and organizations, Mr. Neel Ramesh is a respected figure in the corporate learning and development arena. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Neel Ramesh.
Thank you, Suyash. It's really wonderful to have this one on one podcast with you. It's always wonderful with you. And thanks for this opportunity that I'm getting today. So, all viewers, hi everyone here. And it's really a pleasure to engage and interact with you all.
So, before we start with the topic, Neel sir, I want you to speak about what you do with ABLE and how you help and support entrepreneurs from in and around the area that you have your influence in.
Well, Suyash, you have already given a very detailed introduction about me. That's quite elaborate, but all the same, it's my pleasure to talk about what we are doing through ABLE. ABLE, as you know, it's an association, it's a Section 8 not for profit organization called Association of Business Leaders and Entrepreneurs based out of Navi Mumbai. And as the association and the name speaks out, it's basically a platform. We are trying to create an ecosystem where we can support the business entrepreneurial community. Having said that, we span our reach right from the academia till the MSMEs, the entrepreneurs who are well established. So we support even at the academia by supporting the students, encouraging the students to become entrepreneurs. Not only that, we also guide them to for better employability as well. So we are connected with a lot of institutions in and around Navi Mumbai where we support them. Yes, we also support the startups. We do a lot of hand holding. All the startups who have a business idea and they were serious and keen of doing something, yes, we do take them on. And when they are part of this association, we help them to bring clarity in their whole vision and take forward their business idea into reality. So, startups is where we support them, we give them a total uh, place where they can really foster or take forward their business, and we are there at the back to support them see their business come to reality. And of course, the overall business community, that is the entrepreneurs and even the MSMEs, are the special focus, where we are aligning with the national agenda of where it is to support the MSMEs for the bigger cause what the nation is looking forward as Atmanirbhar Bharat or Swavalambi Bharat, where we are fostering the MSMEs, the micro, the small and medium industries in their business journey, helping them to grow their business, to develop their business, to reach out their business not only locally but even globally. So that's where we support them in all their endeavors. Whatever is the need, requirement, there's an hand holding that we do. We give them consultancy, we give them all sort of support what they require in that journey. So basically, it's a platform where we enable the business community, be it startups, entrepreneurs, and even professionals, where they want to take their business forward.
Right. And just to let the viewers know, I have been a part of Able as well. It is a fantastic platform to connect with people, to learn new things, and they really are actually empowering entrepreneurs to grow and giving them opportunities to learn and move into newer things and not just be there in one space and stick to what they know.
Thanks, Suyash, for endorsing that thing. I mean, it's really encouraging.
No, no, it is. You guys have been really encouraging for me, so I thought I should return the favor as well. So I'm going to throw back to one of the events of Able, which is Entrepreneurs Connect, and the speaker was Dr. Sandeep Sawant, and he was doing session on design thinking when one of the attendees had asked about what is the advice that he's going to give to somebody who is just starting off in their business, and he had spoken about this thing that he needs to get into a business mindset before he starts his business. So I'm going to start with a very basic question, Neil sir. Can you define what business mindset truly means?
Well, you have asked a very basic question, but a very fundamental question. Business mindset. There are 2 points to it. One is business. When we talk of business, it's an economical entity that's being developed. Okay, and for starting anything, for that matter, you have to do anything. The first thing that you need to set up right is your mind. So the mindset is very aptly where the whole journey begins. So having a mindset for business is what we call it as business mindset, because everything gets created there. The power of creation, the power of doing something, bringing it to reality starts in the mind. And definitely business mindset is very important when you talk of when you want to embark on a business where you want to set up an entity, taking forward something that you have to offer to the society, to the community, in form of your goods, services, whatever it is that you have, which is what you want to bring forth. It just can't happen by itself. Yes, you may have an idea, but then it has to be properly channelized, taken forward in a particular manner, and there are a lot of things that are associated with it. So that whole thing starts with the mindset, and channelizing or preparing your mindset to align with all that is of prime importance.
Right. So one is business mindset. The other term that is actually used a lot is entrepreneurial mindset. Are these two things the same for our viewers? I think it's important to kind of understand if there's any difference between the two.
Well, it's quite interesting, and both are used very commonly. You call business mindset and entrepreneurial mindset. See, let me give you an example. We all would have, I mean, not only some time or the other, but many a times we would have traveled by aeroplane, right? So when you travel in an aircraft, the aircraft doesn't reach the sky just by all by itself, just by reaching that altitude. There is where it's in the runway, it takes off a speed, it takes off on the runway at a speed, and then it is thrust up. Okay, so it's somewhere it has to pick up the speed, it has to break the gravity and then push itself up, thrust itself before it reaches a gliding altitude, where then the journey is smooth. So it is something comparable to that. When you talk about an entrepreneurial mindset, that's the mindset where it is at the starting stage. Every business, whether it is at whatever stage, the starting point is an entrepreneurship, because you bring forth an idea, or uh, what you call, you want to give it to the society. So as the aeroplane, when it takes off, there is a lot of resistance, and there is a lot of things that it has to work against with. There is a risk involved, there is a pressure, there is a force, and everything that it needs to prepare itself, be it fuel, be it the speed, be it the altitude that it has to reach, and everything needs to be put in place before it reaches that altitude where it will then just glide. So, entrepreneurship is something which is very important. You can call it that entrepreneurship is the first part, which then leads you into a space where then you are running your business. So, both are important, but distinctly the difference would be, there is a different, subtle difference, but both are important. Entrepreneurship, as we say, just like I gave you the example, it requires a risk. It requires that you need to do something against what is normally being done. You need to give that thrust against all that resistance that is being there. So that's the typical mindset of an entrepreneur. And again, it's something that you want the people, like if you consider passengers, they are the people to whom you want to give out something. You want to take them in the air to the destination. So an entrepreneur is the person who puts in everything to give it back to the society in the form of service. So it's not about reaching somewhere, but it's the start off that happens. So that's really where an entrepreneur sets in. So an entrepreneurial mindset is where you look to what is it that you have in you, the service or the product which is needed by the society. There is a gap, there is a need, there is a requirement which you will be fulfilling. And for that, you need to take that plunge, that mindset to take a risk, bring out something new, innovative, is where the entrepreneurial mindset. Yes, talking about business, yes, finally everything culminates into a business because economy is there. You need to earn, need to make profits. But that's a stage where it becomes a bit steady. I will not call it stagnant, but it becomes a bit steady, where your focus is different. It's of maintaining what you have already brought out, and then it's all focus upon your systems and more about uh, taking it all about sustainability and things like that, where you want profit and all those things. So slightly there is a closure of window, then the risks are very calculated, and these are the things which brings in for the business mindset. So these are the two subtle things which differentiates an entrepreneurial mindset and a business mindset.
Very subtle differences, but very. I think the aeroplane analogy was really apt for this, and we'll come back to this analogy once again in one of the questions that I have in mind.
Sure.
But let's come to the fact that okay, we've established that this is the mindset that you need if you're doing a business or if you're starting on your entrepreneurial journey. How does one actually develop this mindset? Because I think when people are on a back foot, especially when they've lost a job or when they are stuck in their careers, they're on a back foot, right? How does one develop this mindset and move forward? Also, you can talk about what are the challenges that people face in developing this mindset.
Well, as you rightly put it, when someone is at the back seat, that itself is a challenge. Now, again, we are talking of mindset. It's preparing your mind to come out of that back seat. And you've gone into that back seat because of various circumstances, and you're in a situation where you feel what to do now. Okay. So you've already gone through a rough patch, and then you look forward now what to do next. So that state is a difficult state. It's a state of flux. So at that point of stage, it is not easy to just start off something, but then you have to move on. You have to rekindle the whole passion and your goal or aim in life. Okay, maybe you're stuck at some point of time, but that doesn't close everything. You need to look forward for opportunities. Maybe at this juncture you need to look out to others who are successful, who are doing well. Look out and reach out to people who could support you and help you. Okay, get yourself encouraged and try to put yourself that you can make it, you can do it, you can come out of that block hole where you are right now. So that's where you need to start off thinking, and that's where the doors will start opening. So, if you are in such a state, that is, you need to first begin looking out that yes, now there is one very important thing what one can do at this point is yes, you have nothing at large with you, but you have yourself. And when I say yourself, you are made up of some certain things which are really something that makes you feel strong, which enables you, and those are your strengths. So always at that juncture, never lose focus on your strengths. Your strengths are what will make you strong. So every individual has certain thing in strengths. It could be his or her technical skills, his or her experience, his or her various other qualities, competencies which build up your strength, and that is something innate with you, which is what you need to leverage. So go back, touch base with your strengths, and see where you can leverage that strength, because your strength will enable to overcome a situation. You can use this as a fulcrum to come out where you can. So one needs to, in fact, this is what I advocate, that everyone has strengths within himself or herself. You need to keep that in focus, make that more stronger, and make it work for you. So that's where you make a starting point and change the course, and then you can go ahead.
Right, right. So support, look out for support, look out for opportunities, and work on your strengths, build your strengths, maybe gain new strengths, learn new things, and just kind of go for it and not be in the back. Don't be on the back foot. Move ahead and take the world as it is. And I really agree with the fact that support really matters, and that is something that even I faced when I was on my freelancing mode and just trying to do business, but just getting some support from a community or from others within the same sphere of, or others who are on the same journey as you are, it really helps.
Very true.
So now we are going to come back to the aeroplane analogy. Now the aeroplane, you've started, it started running on the runway, and it is just about to take off, right? So that's what even businesses are. They start running, and just when they're about to take off, so how does the mindset actually evolve as you establish your business, as this business starts running?
Well, I mean, since you are taking this analogy forward of an aeroplane, definitely, if you look at the person in the cockpit, the pilot, he has all focus, all attention. He know he has to fight against the gravity, take the aeroplane further. So he has to put in all that strength, energy, and everything of the aeroplane into place. There is a risk of taking off within the runway limit. He has to reach a particular altitude in a particular time, and then he also has to overcome the air pockets. There's so many things that are there. So these are all the challenges. But at the same time, before taking off, he needs to also ascertain that all the parameters are in place, right from fuel to everything else are in place. So these are the things which we need to keep in mind when your aeroplane is to start up. The same is with any business. Before it starts off, you just have an idea, yes, I have to reach a destination, but you're still not airborne. So at that point, everything, what's the speed, how will you go it, navigate, the direction, and how are you going to go up the altitude, all these things are something that needs to be taken in mind. So for an entrepreneur, when he or she starts his or her business or an entrepreneurial journey, he or she needs to take stock of all these things. So it's not just a blind plunge, it's not a game of blind. It's somewhere you do it calculatedly. Yes, the mindset is there that you will go for it, you will take risk, all these things, because risk does exist. Anything can go wrong, but that doesn't stop you. But of course, it's a risk which is taken with all due diligence. So you take every aspect into mind about what you want to do, where is it that you want to do, where is it that you're going to, what you call, put your business in place, who are you going to be your customers, what is it that you're going to offer, and so many things. So you need to take stock of all these things. And of course, very primarily, as you said, you have to take support wherever required. It's not that you know everything, you have to take proper advice, proper support, proper coaching, and everything is required, mentoring. And that's where the whole thing can sustain and take you on.
So the aeroplane analogy will continue, Nielsa, and we'll come back to it hopefully. Now I want to tap in to your experience. You know, more than 27 years in corporate training. I'm sure you've met a lot of business leaders, a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, and all kinds of people. What mindset habits have you noticed in some of them? You can give examples if you want to, that have really that have really impressed you or inspired you.
Well, the journey continues. I'm getting inspired every day. Even right now, when I'm speaking to you, I'm getting inspired. So, learning continues. Yes, I put it in two parts. So, after 27 years of corporate experience, where these 27 years have not gone in vain. Yes, you may call it that I have been an employee, but then during that time, I could interact with lot of business people, entrepreneurs. I could even see my own employer as a businessman, how he runs the business, and so much to learn. So these 27 years has been enriching to me, gaining a lot of insights and experiences, although as an employee, but it gave me the nuances of how do you run a business, various functions, portfolios, and all those things. And yes, I did move into various functions. Like I was into manufacturing, moved into supply chain, production planning. I even had a stint with HR because I had somewhere in the back of the mind, but sooner or later I would come out and give back to the society in the form of supporting the business community. And then at the same time, the juncture came in the national agenda where even the Prime Minister put forth that we need to take Indian economy to the top, and which will happen only if the MSMEs are supported, only if the MSMEs grow, because MSMEs are a big contributor to the economy. So the MSMEs need all that support. The big corporates get it because they are having everything in place. But what about the MSMEs? They are still very gray. They have a different mindset, they are very conservative and all those things. But unless and until they grow, this country's economy will not grow. So that's where I thought, why not we change course, and looked around. Yes, I started off as a corporate trainer and all, but that was very limited. Then I said, let's plunge into it with like minded people. Again, it's not just one person. With like minded people, we formed this association. We should let's get into it. And then that's where we started the journey of supporting startups, entrepreneurs, even reached out to educational institutes because the story begins there where the young minds are ignited towards entrepreneurship. Then we moved on to the lot of government schemes that are there for MSMEs, like Z, which is zero defect zero effect, which is an initiative by the government again to support the MSMEs, especially the micro small medium industries, to develop, grow, enhance their quality, be more competitive. So these are all the things which then is what we embarked upon. So for this, all the inputs came from my 27 years of experience where I learned, enriched myself through experience, observing. I could translate it to the needs and requirements of this community, and the story goes on. So I'm learning, investing, and that's how it goes on.
But in general, you would have observed some of your peers, some of your employers, some of the leaders that you've come across, something that you would have observed in them from a mindset point of view, if you can share with us.
Yes, very much, because even when I was working, or even when I could experience with some of the entrepreneurs, you all would have seen that there was this financial crisis which happened few years back, and also very recently the COVID times, where almost the economy was affected very badly, and many organizations or enterprises got shut, or people got affected because there was no business. Now that was the toughest time to just give up. Yes, one could see a mix of all that. Some gave up, some just closed doors, shutters, but then there were others, especially where I was associated. That's where the things really put in me that what is the real thing that is needed for to have this mindset to keep things going, because it's the tough times where you have to really stay put. So certain qualities that are required, right? Patience, resilience, and the get going mindset is primarily very important, because Today's time, when you talk about this VUCA world where things are volatile, uncertain, yeah, complex, and all these things, you need to stay put, be focused, yeah, and resilience is something that is required. And when one door opens, you need to look out for other openings. Many businesses got diversified. They started off something fresh, new, and that's how the story continued. Otherwise, things have closed. Now, these are something that needs to be taken forward as very, very key ingredients for a successful entrepreneur.
Right. I think this topic itself, the way you've kind of spoken about entrepreneurs lasting through tough times, I think this topic requires a separate podcast where we can actually talk about case studies of some of these entrepreneurs, even from our own circuit enable.
Sure.
I think that's a very interesting topic to talk about.
I fully agree with you.
So we're going to move forward in our conversation here. I will now come to the negative aspect of business. One is definitely people who come with misconceptions. What are the wrong business mindset practices that you've observed in people?
There are many. Okay. First of all, yes, there are two things. There is a very, very, a statement where you can say very negatively कि business is not meant for me. Okay. I am not meant for business. And that comes out of the year when you look around and say, yeah, there are some successful businessmen. And normally it's a business where, you people have this wrong mindset of saying that you are a born businessman, that you have these innate qualities inherent to you while you're born, or maybe it's passed on from you as a family from your father. So you have everything in place. So this is something like you're born with a silver spoon. But these are something which comes or dampen someone's spirit. Ki, should I start a business? Should I be a business person? Now this is a myth. You need to just remove it. If you are keen about doing something, you have an idea, you have something that you want to give back to the society based out of your own what you have, then you can do it. So first of all, the mindset is to bring in a lot of positivity. So all these negativities, when you look around failures, when you look around people who can really what you call jaundice your minds, telling it's not your cup of tea, there are failures, don't start up. In fact, let me give you share our own experience. When we started this association also, there were many who encouraged us, but there were equally many who discouraged. There are so many associations. Why are you starting another one? It's not easy to manage. You will not succeed. It's not possible. All these things are there. Now it's up to us where do what we take in and what we do not. So it's the first thing is that one should not, there is this statement in uh, Hindi, as you say, दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा रोग है क्या कहेंगे लोग. So that really, if you depend upon what just people say, then it can really rob you of all that you have, and then you feel as if you're helpless, it's not for you. So two things: one, business is not something innate, that you're not born with a business mindset. You have to cultivate it, you have to evolve it. So these are some misconceptions that are there. Second, of course, business mindset. It's not an easy journey. It's not a cakewalk. You have to evolve, keep on learning, relearning, taking risk. You have to be at it, be very clear at what you're doing at each step. Maybe at times you need to hold someone's hand to climb the next step. It's not that you can climb the steps of your own. Yes, where possible you do that, put the best efforts, but at times you have to hold hand to go to the next step. But that's what takes you forward. Don't miss the goal. So there are so many things are there. So first thing, you need to be firm in the mind, and that's where very everything that I mean the whole structure or the whole point of our discussions today revolves around mindset, and cultivating the right mindset, a mindset which is not fixed but an open mindset which receives ideas, which is ready to change, which is flexible, which is open, which is ready to take risk, coming out of the comfort zone. I can go on telling all these things. So this is what really builds up this mindset.
just now you spoke about failures. Failure is something that people really are scared of as well. One is people putting it in your minds that, oh, you might fail. And the other is you having it already having it in your mind, what if I fail? So what is a mindset shift that you think is necessary while facing a business failure? Like maybe I've started my business, I came to a certain point and it failed. So so obviously it again sets you back, and you get back into a shell thinking, oh, I failed, I think I should look for a job. What do you think is a mindset shift required at that point in time?
Well, a very, very practical question with many of us go through, right? It's a reality you cannot just fool away with. It's a reality that you have gone through the rough patch, and it's tough that, yes, at this state, you're in a state where things are dark. You're not able to look forward to something. It might be that you have lost a job or you have just lost on your business, whatever it is. So it's a state which is really difficult. And if I just talk, yes, it's a change of mindset. It doesn't happen like that. Now, the point is, at this point of time, you really need to sit back. And that's what I said somewhere. You need to get recharge. It's like recharging a battery. You know your battery is rechargeable. So it need again, that's what I said. You need to look back at your strengths. Feel yourself empowered that you are not a person who's done with. It's not that everything is over. Okay, yes, you may be at this point of time in a valley, but that doesn't mean you can climb over and not reach the cliff. You can. But these are some thoughts. Maybe at this point of time, a very important thing is to associate yourself with people who are successful, who are right minded. See, it's again, finally, you need to be a bit self centered that it's your life, it's your future, it's your business, and you are made for something bigger and better. It's not where you are, it's not the place where you need to remain. Maybe you are at this point of time, but that's not where you want to remain. But then again, as I said, you need someone to lift you up of that pit. The fact that you're not able to do it of your own is the reason why you feel that way. So at that point of time, the best thing is to first look in within yourself and look back and see what all good things you have achieved in life, and look back at your strengths and see there, yes, yeah, I can do it. It's not something impossible. Maybe I need support, maybe I need some more clarity, maybe I need some direction, but that's fine. But it's not hopeless. So in that point of time, maybe you need to first look at yourself and pat yourself that, it's not so bad, I have achieved certain things. And with that as the first impetus, look forward to how people have. That's why learning from others' experience is always good. So look at people who have made it through these tough times and made it big. That could really bring light to you. So it could help you to think otherwise. Because again, it's all about, as you say, mindset. So help those things to work in your mind. That will bring in some positivity. And then in the journey, sit back and then again rethink where all you could realign, look at different opportunities, what you could look at. Again, I will go back and say align with your strengths. When I say strength, your competencies, your core competencies, your strengths, what you have, because those are what which you could put to use at ease and immediately. You don't have to learn. Yes, you have to pick up new things, but start off on what you have and then keep on adding new things in the way. Learn, and then slowly you move forward.
Excellent answer. I think this also addresses a lot of people who start a business thinking, Ori, I'm going to make money like right now. So, for those people, remember the aeroplane analogy. Two, yes, if you start off with thinking, with greed in mind, you are bound to fail. If you start running before you start walking, you are bound to fail. But if you fail, I think it's very important for you to heed to the advice that was just given to you. Uh, Talking about advices, what's the best advice that you have received that has helped you build a business mindset?
Well, yes, advices are one thing. First advice is listen to yourself. Okay. peep within, listen to your conscience, and also have that space and time where you need to look within and see yourself holistically at all those things that we have just discussed. What are you made up? What are you made for? And all these things are very important, because see, everything then centers around you and it takeoffs from you. Others may give you a lot of things, lot of advices, inputs, yes, which are good, but at the end of the time, it's for you to take a decision on how those advice really matters to you. So the first thing is believe in yourself, and also pay heed to your conscience. Look into yourself as to what is it that constitutes you. So that's the first thing that you need to do at any point of time, because it's you who's going to take off or you're going to make it. So that's one thing. The other advice is definitely you need to take on all that has worked for you, because it has worked for you. It is something that you have tested, experience to take it on, that you could put forth. And the other thing is, whenever you hit pockets of turbulence, or which is normal in a business, which is bound to happen, nothing is smooth. In fact, more the rough, more the merrier, because you can really enjoy that fun. It's, as you know, it's just like when you go on a roller coaster. It's the up and downs and the turbulence is what excites you. For a businessman or an entrepreneur, this turbulence should excite you rather than dissuade you. It should make you shout. It should really thrill you that, yes, this is what I'm going to really face and come out of it. So, that spirit, go getter spirit, risk taking spirit, is what is required. And then as you go, yes, you need to also, now bringing back the experience of roller coaster, it's not that you just sit, you are firmly belted. That means you have your safety belt, you hold on, and everything is checked that they are in place, it will not give way. So you also need to do all the due diligence, check out every parameter that is important in a business, be it your finances, be it your product, your service, what you want to achieve, your market, your customers, and all those things. Having done that, yes, you enjoy the roller coaster ride, because business is all about that. So these are few things that you need to. Then, of course, most important is you need to stay put. There are no two ways about it. Know your customer, stay put, resilience. These are some very standard things that you need to keep in mind, because those are always there.
Excellent, excellent advices. I think there are a lot of things that even I'm getting to learn and reminded of over and over again through this podcast on things that I need to do once I get out of this setup and start working on my business again. Especially now because it's the starting of the new financial year. It's good for me to kind of receive this advice once again and remind me that the kind of effort that I have to put into for the coming financial year. Thank you so much for sharing that
You're
advice, Neil
most
sir.
welcome.
Before we leave, I wanted to suggest, say, are there any kind of exercises to do to develop a business mindset?
Exercises, yes, you need to practice all that we just discussed, because, as you said, exercise is not a one time thing. Okay,
You need
exercise
to
is
keep doing
something
it
that
over
you
and over again.
absolutely, you, the regularity is very important, and then you scale up also. As you said, exercise, it's like when you go to a gym, you start off with a very normal, workout. You don't straight go and lift 100 kg or something, you'll
Right.
just collapse. So you slowly build up the whole thing. Start up with the warming up, and then slowly build up your muscles, your strength, all those things. And
Right.
of course, again, as you go, since you said exercise, if you go to a gym, you have a tutor, you have an instructor, you have a guide. So look out for one. It's very much required that you have the right person who can offer you, because advice that I give would be more generalistic. But then you need the right advice at the right time for the right step you take. So for that, you need a mentor at that point of time. And it's nothing wrong in having a mentor, because mentorship, and it has always been there in anyone's business journey or any journey of growth and success. People always have mentor. Even I have had great mentors who have stood by my side and supported me. It's that you need to really have them on your journey. It's not that you alone need to carry the whole thing. You may move forward, take it on, but you need mentorship at each place. So just like in a workout or a gym, who guides you in step by step to increase your weight, increase or do various different exercises, it's very important as you travel that journey. So the advice that I would give you is this, that don't shy away from taking help or support that you need, because you cannot handle manage everything of your own. Although it's you who will be doing it, but taking support is very well called for. So you need to take that support. And the other thing is, you need to be open to the changes that are happening about. Don't get stuck into some stereotypes, or don't get stuck into because your business is going well or certain things are happening. Never get into a complacent zone. Always keep on looking around of the changes that are happening, because changes are happening at such a fast pace. Technology is changing, customer needs, requirements are changing. So always be on the open mindset of learning, observing, and adapting to those changes, and making your way forward accordingly. So that the most important thing is to be relevant in the industry to your customers and to be sustainable.
That was amazing advice. Though I was expecting you to give like steps on what you can do, but yes, there is no fixed procedure for this. I think it's a very individual thing. As you said, play on your strengths. Get a mentor who can actually get you to work your issues out and then put them out. So very well put, and I really appreciate this.
Thank you.
So for everybody who is struggling in their life in some way or the other, this is very good advice. You might want to kind of rewind back this video, go back and listen to it again, and understand what Neel sir is trying to share over here with all of you viewers, listeners, or wherever you're getting your podcasts from. So, Neel sir, thank you so much for sharing so much about business mindset. Before you go, I want you to talk a little bit more about where people can find you, where people can find Able, and how can they register for it, and how can they attend events that you guys have been putting up across Mumbai.
Well, thanks for that. Yes, we would be more than happy if you all can reach out to us at ABLE, that is Association of Business Leaders and Entrepreneurs. We are based currently out of Navi Mumbai. You can visit our website, which is www.ablebizforum.com.
It's www.ablebizforum.com.
Yeah, and you can also reach out at the coordinates which is available to you. So do reach out to us at the our coordinates, which is provided to you at the end of this podcast.
Neel sir, are you there yourself on social media?
Not as an individual, yes, I'm definitely there on LinkedIn, but as an association, we are there on the social media handles. Facebook, we are there, Instagram, we are there. So do reach out to us even through our website, and you can reach out to me directly as well. My number is shared there. So we are here to really enable you in your business, your entrepreneurial journey.
Right. Thank you so much, Neel sir. And I think we'll have you back again, because there are so many initiatives that you guys take and bring it out for people. It's very important to also reach out to people through online.
Thank you.
My name is Suyash Mohan. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm at Suyash Mohan on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook at Live and Direct ENT. That's the channel that this podcast is on. We'll be making this podcast available through Spotify and any other place that you get your podcast on Apple Podcasts as well. And if you really like this content, please leave a comment in the comment section of wherever you are watching this podcast on. And do give us feedback, and do tell us what is it that you want to listen to in 101 with Suyash Mohan. Thank you so much for watching.